Well, I think we, in my opinion, the teams that we played, the cold spell we played at Michigan, that Eastern Michigan team was really good. Then we came and played a midweek game against St. Bonaventure. Truth be told, we're not pitching well enough right now to pitch around our mistakes. And I think that defensively we made mistakes in that game. And we didn't hit the way we were capable of. I know we put up 6 runs, but we could have certainly put up more than that. And then the Ryder Series, in my opinion, I think that it could have gone either way. Hit here, hit there, and that could have been a completely different series. So, wins and losses wise, I guess you could call it a skid. But from my perspective, I think that we just need to keep playing, and we just need to keep getting better, and doing the things that we know as a team that are going to take to win. And that's pitch and play good defense, and then the hitting, whatever we do on top, is gonna, it's gonna be icing on a cake.
Another, added thing to try and turn things around, get a little bump. You finally get to come play at home.
Mm-hmm.
You got Marist this weekend. What's it like after playing the first month or so on the road to finally be able to come home and play one in your own backyard?
It's different. Contrary to popular belief, home games, they're good if you play a lot of them, but if you don't play a lot of them, you play a lot of games on the road, you get used to, starting the top of the first on offense. You get used to, having a chance to score first. So when you get it, so when we come home, the first weekend's not necessarily an advantage. We haven't played on our field at Sal any more than the team that we're playing has. So other than us not having to travel, it's nice. However, you get in a routine, and now that routine breaks. Now you're the first team that hits, so you get to the ballpark even earlier. So I don't know that it's an advantage, other than the fact that I think that at least our guys will be fresh, and they won't be worn down from the trip and things like that. But it'll definitely be different. It'll be different. It'll be different. Hitting last and have a chance to win. So.
Like you mentioned, scoring first. I mean, there's only been a few games where you haven't been on the scoreboard first. How do you keep that ability to kind of get the jump on your opponent now that, like you said, you have to bat in the bottom of the inning?
Yeah. Well, I think that scoring first is just about our offense. It's the top of our order is just really good, and so we've been able to jump on some teams and force them to play catch up, and obviously it's going to be real simple. Other than the first inning of the game, we have a chance to score first. So as long as we shut them down in the first inning and the top of the first, and then we start scoring in the bottom, and we can keep scoring, and we actually have an extra inning to score. So it's just a matter, just like it always is that we just want to put up zeros on the mound and playing defense. And I think that if we do that, our offense is good enough to win us games.
Speaking of the offense, in the top of the offense, I mean, Bernard's been getting on base and stealing bases like a madman. Then you've got Wagner and Clark's been doing pretty well. And then you've got a player like Ryan McCauley, who comes back from an injury, and then this year he's in the top 20 in a handful of categories. What does it mean to have a player like that? And how do you keep a player like that rolling throughout the course of the season?
Well, the first question, how do you, what kind of... I mean, the fact of the matter is that guy changed your whole lineup. I mean, I thought last year we wouldn't have been record-wise as bad as we were last year had we had him in the lineup. He makes, not only does he make our lineup better, but he makes everybody else around him better. He protects Eric Hink behind him. They've got to throw to him, because if he gets on base, then he's going to be on base with Ryan up. And he protects the guy behind him. He protects Winton behind him, because the pitcher gets him out, or even if he doesn't get him out, the next guy he faces is like, at least I'm not facing that guy anymore, and then he'll relax a little bit. So there's a lot that goes into having a guy like that in your lineup. Changes the complete complexion of it. Now, as far as keeping him that hot, I mean, that's a maturity thing. I think that anybody can come out of the gates hot. The really, truly good players are the ones that can keep themselves hot through the whole season. And basically all that boils down to is remembering what got him to that position in the first place, is remembering that, it was a good approach. It was not trying to do too much, staying within himself, having patience as opposed to, putting the whole team on his back and carrying him. Although that's what he has been doing, you can't take that approach. He's got to stay patient. He's just got to be himself. And I think that he's already had some ups and downs, which he's been able to learn a few of those things in the meantime.
How would you categorize this year's team? Because especially early on, it looked like you guys really relied on the long ball. You weren't really a station-to-station team. But then there are innings where you can string together 5-6 singles and bring around a couple runs. Yeah,
I think it's just I think that's just a testament to the guys that we have hitting. We have 4 seniors in the lineup, and McCauley's a redshirt junior, so he's been in school for 4 years. So you've essentially got 5 guys that are leading the way. In addition to that, you throw on a guy like Kevin Paulson, who's done an excellent job as a sophomore, and Joel Clark, who's done an excellent job as a sophomore. And those guys are just good hitters. So you kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together, and the lineup meshes really well together. There's a top, there's a middle, there's a bottom. You kind of know what to expect and how to play according to who you have, when to bunt, when to let them hit, when to steal, when not to, those kind of things. It's actually been fairly easy to coach the offense. The challenge for us has been to challenge the pitchers. We have good pitchers. We have good arms. It's just a matter of them believing in themselves and them competing with their stuff in the strike zone. Okay.
And finally, what do you think are the keys this weekend to coming out with at least 2 wins?
Well, we have to pitch, number one. I'm always going to say that we have to pitch. We've got to play solid defense. We don't have to play great defense. We just have to make the routine plays. We don't have to do anything spectacular. And truth be told, they've got a great staff. They've got a great pitching staff. So our offense is going to be tested this weekend. So we're going to have to respond to that. We're going to have to take mature at bats. We're going to have to get good pitches to hit, and make sure we're not playing into their game plan. And I think that if we can put those 3 things together in that respect, we're not going to show up. You're not going to show up every weekend with every part of your game, but we just have to play consistent. That's what it boils down to. Is if we can consistently play the way we've been playing, then it should lead to positive outcome.